Hey guys, I'm Genevieve.
And I'm Caitlin.
And we are...
In today's video, we're going to be making Russian tea cakes, and Genevieve found this recipe online at food.com. Yeah, food.com. And yeah, so basically they're just pastries and we put chocolate chips in them, and yeah, so
They're pretty good.
let's just get into the video. Okay guys, Genevieve's gonna tell you the ingredients. By the way, this Red Bull that you can barely see is goldfish.
Red Bull. Woo!
Because we hungry.
Even though you say orange.
Okay, ingredients will be right here, so Ashley lists it.
Okay, you will need 1 cup of butter, half a cup of icing sugar, aka powdered sugar, aka confectioner sugar. You will need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and you can have 2/3 cups of chopped nuts, but we're not going to do that because that's gross. If you like that, cool, but Then you'll need 2 cups of flour and 1/2 cups of chocolate chips, but we're only going to be using 1 cup because I've made these before and they were way too chocolatey. But if you like that, go for it. And then 1/2 cup of chocolate chips to melt at the end and put over them, or as a different option, you could just sprinkle powdered sugar on top.
So basically, these are pastries with chocolate chips in them and then chocolate spread over it, basically. Okay, so let's get baking.
I got goldfish in my braces.
Oh,
just a disclaimer, we are not sponsored in this video. Anything we say about the KitchenAid or, the ingredients we used, nothing is sponsored.
And a website.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing is sponsored. But yeah, so you're going to start off by preheating the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I have no idea what that is Celsius. We will put that in words.
Did you already do it?
Yeah.
Oh.
On the right, we are already have done that. Now, you have to cream the butter and sugar. It makes it easier if this is soft. So I've been leaving this out for a while, but I'm going to put it in this bowl and soften it a little more in the microwave. Not melt it, but soften it so it's easier to mix.
And by the way, it helps, if you're trying to soften it, it helps if you break it up into pieces.
It does?
Yeah.
Your fingers, my face.
Or get like a butter spoon, fork, what's it called, knife?
Challenged. Okay.
Gross.
Shh. We are filming.
We're good. We're good. I didn't think it would go that far, but my pop socket made it go all the way.
Aren't they supposed to keep you from your phone dropping? Okay, so they melted a little bit on the bottom, but that doesn't really matter. So we're going to put these in the KitchenAid with the sugar and cream it. Then we'll add the vanilla. Don't taste it yet, it'll be disgusting.
Sizzle. Oh yes. Delish.
Moist. Will you grab me a rubber spatula?
What did I get to do that late?
I've literally done one thing. You can put in the sugar. Now you're going to put 1/2 cup of powdered sugar / icing sugar / confectioner sugar, I think you got it by now, into the thing and cream it at 2 to 4 speed until it is fluffy. Now that you've creamed the butter and sugar, it should look fluffy, it shouldn't smell like butter and disgusting. Now you're going to put 1 teaspoon of vanilla. That's not right.
You scared me. I was like, wait, am I not supposed to put it in there?
So she's doing that, and then once it's all mixed together and your vanilla is in, you are going to gradually add in your flour. And this is when, if you're putting nuts in it, is when you put in the nuts.
But we aren't, like you said.
I'm just going to do it 1 cup at a time. You can do that less than that, more than that, it doesn't really matter. As long as it's put in gradually. And little tip, if you don't already do this, when you're trying to like get the perfect measurement, you want to take the flat side of a butter knife, push it towards the handle and then away, and so it'll fill in the excess where there's holes and make sure it's level. And so you don't waste it. So I'm gonna put this in and then we'll mix it up, and then once it's mixed in, I'll stop it and then put in the other cup. And as you're doing this and mixing it, you want to scrape down the sides just in case. All right, now that 1 cup is mixed in, so I'm gonna put the second cup. And again, this is when you put in the nuts if you were putting them in, but like I said before, we are not putting in nuts because that's gross. So we're gonna mix this up, probably the same speed of 4, and then we're going to put in the chocolate chips and just mix them in slowly till they're all evenly distributed. And yeah. All right, so we mix in the flour. Now we're gonna put in the chocolate chips.
And when we're baking with chocolate chips, are you good?
Yeah.
When we're baking with chocolate chips, we always have some extra to eat, or just on the side that we eat.
Yeah. Now we're gonna put in 1 cup of chocolate chips. Again,
Yay.
you can put in a 1.5. It's all getting mixed in together anyway.
I know, I said yay.
Oh.
Okay, so my camera shut off for some reason, but we put in 1 cup of the chocolate chips, and like she said, you can do the 1.5 cup of chocolate chips, but last time she made it, she said that it was
Too chocolatey.
yeah.
So it's gross. And just mix it until it's all evenly distributed, so each pastry has its like good amount of chocolate chips.
And we mixed them in here and this.
In the KitchenAid. And then now we're just shaping them into balls like you do cookies, and then the bigger you make them, the less you'll have. So we're making them kind of small, like bite size almost, like these. And they should be dry, but they're gonna be sticky enough that you can form them. And then you don't have to space them out too much because they're not gonna spread out like cookies would. They're just going to get a little bit bigger possibly. So yeah, don't worry about spacing and all that, because if they end up sticking together, you can always just take a spatula and like separate them when they come out of the oven. We're gonna get forming them into balls. Let's go!
Okay, by the way, you don't need to put any like non-stick baking grease or anything on here, or sheet. You just need to put it on there because they won't stick to it. If that's what you do, then you just wipe it off with paper towel. Problem solved.
Okay, so now that we have the little pastries separated on the trays, we ended up using 2 cookie sheets to use up all the batter. And if you did more than 1 batches, you're gonna have a lot of flour at the bottom. So I wouldn't do more than 1 batch at a time if you're planning to make more than 1.
More than 1 batches? Yeah, more than 1 batch, you mean? You're confusing.
So now we're gonna put them in the oven. It says to cook them at 10 to 12 minutes. I'm gonna put them in for 11 because that's what I did last time. And you're just gonna cook them until they're golden on the bottoms. And since they don't have eggs in them, it's really your preference on like how hard or soft they want to be. So if they're soft in the middle by the time you're done, don't worry about it because it's not like it's gonna give you like salmonella because obviously there's no eggs in the middle. So it's just your preference on how you want them. We're gonna put them in for 11 minutes because will just make the perfect opinion. That was smooth, wasn't it?
Yeah, real smooth.
I know. Careful. Obviously not. Time clock is ticking, so hey, I have
You mean stay?
to stay.
Okay, let's start. Okay, now we're gonna start cleaning while they're in the oven.
Oh wait,
Just
tip.
kidding.
If where you cooked has like flour or anything on it, if you have a sponge and the counter, like your workspace is right next to the sink, take your sponge and just sweep it into the sink. It makes it easier for cleaning up. So yeah. Okay, watch out.
Those are good.
So if you can see, these ones are good. Brown's on the bottom. Don't touch them, they're hot. But these ones are still white on the bottom, so we're gonna put them back in. Let them cook for 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, so now that they're taken out, this one had a little accident because of me. So you want to make sure they're golden on the bottoms or not. Like I said, it doesn't really matter because it's not like you're going to get salmonella, just whatever your preference. But we check to make sure they're golden on the bottoms. As you can see, these ones are perfect. These ones are still white, so we had to put them in the oven for longer. They're still white.
The pan's really hot.
Oh. So we're going to let these cool in the pan because they're really soft. That's why this one is like crumbling and they're cracking, because they're just really soft, so whenever you touch them and stuff. So we're gonna let them cool in the pan for a little bit so they can just harden a little bit. And then we will put them on a cooling rack so they can completely cool, and then we'll melt some chocolate and powdered sugar them and then try them. So yeah.
Okay, so they actually hardened really well. We were sitting out for like 10 minutes. They're still warm. They hardened really well, so we're actually not gonna put them on a cooling rack because they're good to, oh gosh, just don't throw them like I just did. They're good to go.
Alright, so next, you don't have to do this step, you can just eat them plain. You can put powdered sugar on them or chocolate, so we're going to melt some.
Can I try it? I'm going to try it without something on it.
We're going to melt chocolate chips.
I mean, it's okay.
Yes, we got chocolate chips. So we're going to microwave these for 20, maybe 30 seconds until they're melted. And they won't look that melted if you haven't melted chocolate before. But they won't look that melted until you start stirring them, and then they'll just soften together.
Don't melt chocolate for too long because you'll burn it, because chocolate actually burns really easily. And it's a mess to clean out when it burns.
And when you're melting your chocolate, I would do it in intervals because it just depends, like how fast it'll melt depends on how much you're melting.
Intervals means a little bit at a time, like 10 seconds, or like 15 to 20 seconds, then 15 to 20 seconds. Just keep it. Yeah.
So as you can see, it just looks like chocolate chips. Then as you start to mix it, it'll just get creamier and creamier.
By the way, Genevieve said for my birthday that she'd make me these, and it was like a while ago, but she forgot, so I reminded her, and now we make these. So these are,
Your late birthday present.
But she already gave me another birthday present, so don't worry.
So as you can see, it has turned into melted chocolate, and it's a little bit chunky, but that doesn't really matter. And you're gonna wanna work really fast because this will harden fast. So we're just gonna I'm taking like a miniature butter knife kind of thing. Just putting some on and then done. So if you're using a sifter like I am, it makes it a lot easier, but you're gonna wanna do it on surface because obviously it'll get on the bottom. That's a lot. It'll fall off.
Like actually make it look good with the chocolate, then just
kind of slap it on. Especially if you're putting powdered sugar over it, the chocolate's going to be covered. And don't be shy with the powdered sugar, because once you pick them up and start eating them, the powdered sugar a lot of it will fall off. So if you think you have too much, don't worry about it. I wouldn't tap it off because that'll literally dump all of it off. So we're gonna melt some more real fast because we ran out of chocolate. I may or may not lick that.
You licked it? Did you?
No.
Genevieve!
Alright, ready?
Madison, go for it.
We're gonna try them at the same time, and then we're ready, set, go. That's good.
Just needs more powdered sugar.
It's good.
Featuring my arm.
I hope you enjoyed this Baking With Us video. It will be a new series on our channel. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and comment down below what kind of videos you want to see next. Also, in the description box, you will see our social medias at J&K YouTube. We have Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. And yeah, that's it.
Stay tuned till the end for bloopers.
J&K out. Blooper. Good cat. Cat. Come on, go.
Hey, I have to catch one.
I ate it. Ew. Give it up.
No, one more.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Go.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. On my side. Oh, first try.
Making with us, yeah.
Here's
From like wine. It's not just the butter is softening. I'm getting those bloopers. Woo! I got chills.
They're multiplying.
And I'm